Hello again. Welcome to our third Advent Storytime video. And I'm going to be talking to you today about some people who came to visit the baby Jesus, but more about them in a minute. First of all, though, I wonder how excited you're feeling now. We mentioned them last week, but presents are a huge part of our Christmas days, aren't they? Presents are something that we really like. We put our presents under the Christmas tree mostly. Of course, Father Christmas comes as well, and we have presents in our stockings, but a lot of them go under the Christmas tree, and they look really, really pretty. And the other thing that we often do at Christmas, I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year because of all the things we're not allowed to do at the moment, but we usually have lots of our church friends around and we have a party and we play a little game, and that game is called the present game. And in it we have to choose out of a big bag or a big sack a present. And then we unwrap it, and then there's a special game where you can actually take each other's presents, or you can unwrap a new present, and it's really good fun, and lots of people are swapping presents around all over the place, but everybody gets a present at the end, and usually a present they really like. Well, I was looking in my drawer the other day and I realised that we had the big sack that we use for the present game, and in it were 3 presents left over. Look. I wonder what's inside them. I don't know. Sort of guess, but I don't actually know what's inside them. So shall I unwrap them and see? Okay, let's unwrap them and see. Which one shall I do? I wonder which one to do first. I know, I'll do this one first. This one will be good. Okay, let's look inside. Oh, what can you see? It's got a snowflake on it, hasn't it? Or a star. Could call that a star. I think it's a snowflake, but it looks a bit like a star as well. It's actually a set of coasters to put your drinks on your table. So for Christmas time, so it's a little Christmas decoration really, but it's also got a use. It's for putting your drinks on, but it's most interesting because it's got that lovely star shape. Look, I can look through it. Can you see through it? Oh, can you see me through it? There we go. Okay, so that's the first thing that was in there that was left over because we didn't have enough people to unwrap them all. Let's unwrap the next one. There's this one. I wonder what this is. It's paper. Okay. Hard to get in this one. Ooh. Oh, get it out. I think I know what it is. Ooh, chocolate. Wow, fantastic, amazing. But you know, that's weird because that's got a sort of link to stars as well, because a galaxy is all the stars, isn't it? So we've got, a snowflake stroke star-shaped coaster and a galaxy reminding us of stars. I'm not sure if the last present is going to remind us of stars at all. We'll have to see. But, oh, what is it? Oh, no stars on this one. Some little dogs though. Some little dogs underneath looking up at the mistletoe. They're looking upwards, look at the mistletoe. Look at that. Cute little dogs. That's a sweet little Christmas decoration, isn't it? You know, our story today is about people who looked up, like the little dogs looking up at the mistletoe. They looked up at the galaxy and they spotted a star, a special star. And for our story today, I'm going to dress up. You might have noticed I'm wearing something quite glitzy. Looks a bit like a galaxy of stars, this top, doesn't it? It's actually a dress. It's like a robe. It's one of our special outfits for Christmas. And I'm going to put a hat on. I'm going to look very silly now, but that's okay. I don't mind looking silly. There we go. Oh, can you see? Now, I wonder if you can guess who I'm supposed to be dressed up as. In the Bible, it calls them the Magi. Now, you may never have heard that word, but that's okay. The Magi. But actually, we usually call them something different. We either call them the 3 kings or we call them the wise men. The Bible doesn't actually tell us that they were men, though. It just says the Magi, so you never know. Could have been ladies. Who knows? And these people lived a very, very long way away from Bethlehem, where Jesus was born. But they studied the stars. They looked up at the stars and they studied them, and they worked out what the stars were saying. And they could read the stars. And one day they read in the stars that a new king had been born far, far away. The most special king ever. And they knew they needed to go and find him. And so they began their long journey. And I've got a friend with me today who's called Caspar. Can you see Caspar? I know. Yes, you can go and have another look, a bit of a closer look. Caspar quite likes children, don't you, Caspar? Ooh, he's very interested in you all. Ooh. Now, the reason Caspar's here is because one of your eyes is shut. Why is one of your eyes shut? God, dear. Is because the wise men had camels with them to take them on their very long journey. Didn't they, Caspar? Yes, that's right. They had 3 camels with them, or at least we think they did. And they went over a very, very, very dry area called a desert. And they went with their camels, because camels are very good at walking across deserts. That's right. They don't have to drink very much either, do they? That's correct. And they went on this long journey. So I'm going to be one of the kings on his long journey. And Caspar's going to help me. Okay, come on then, Caspar. Let's pretend we're riding along. We're riding along. Oh, wow. It's a long way. Oh, quite hot in the daytime. And ooh, a bit chilly at night time. But the camels, they were really good. They just kept going and going and going. And eventually... That's right, eventually they realised that the star was moving over a special place. It was moving over a little place called Bethlehem. And they went and they found the star twinkling in the sky. Yes, we're looking up at the star. And they pointed and they said, we must go there. And so they went quickly as they could. All the way to Bethlehem. That's right. Yes, you can go in a minute. Yes, it's fine. He wants to go and play. Yes. Yes, you can go now. Okay. Yeah, we've reached the end of your bit of the story. So he wants to say goodbye. Bye. Yeah, I know you like the children, don't you? Yeah, I know. Off you go then and play. Okay. So they went all that way and they got to the place where the child was. And they walked in. And there, beneath the star, in a stable, were Mary and Joseph and the baby Jesus. And they brought with them something very special. Do you know what the wise men brought with them? They brought 3 gifts. Not like my 3 gifts at all. Very different to my 3 gifts. They both brought 3 gifts which were very special. One was gold, very expensive. One was frankincense, which is a sort of perfume. And one was myrrh, which was a sort of ointment, which was beautifully fragranced. And all 3 of them were very valuable, not just the gold, the other 2 as well. And they brought them to Jesus and they laid them before the Holy Family. And it was an amazing moment, because not only had shepherds come to see the baby Jesus, but these amazing people from very far away had come too with their expensive gifts. At some point they went home. I don't know who they told about Jesus. I don't know what they said. But they must have kept that really special knowledge locked up here for using whenever they needed to think about someone's very special, knowing that Jesus had been born. Amen. Right, I'm going to stop telling the story now, because I think you've had enough of that. And I'm going to go away and change out of my strange outfit and come back, and then we'll carry on with our craft activity. So see you soon. Bye. Welcome to our craft session. And I told you we are going to be making something to do with our story today. And if you remember, the wise men looked up into the sky, didn't they? And they saw all the stars of the galaxy. But they saw one star in particular that really, really shone brightly. And that was a special star which led them to the baby Jesus. So today we're going to be making a star for you to put up somewhere. Maybe put it up high, or not you, but maybe your mummy or daddy could put it up high somewhere so that you could look up and pretend to be one of the wise men looking for the star. But we've got to make it first. So this is what we're going to do. You can do one of two things. You can either make it out of ordinary cardboard and then decorate that to make it sparkly, because I want it to look as sparkly as possible. Or you can use some glittery cardboard like this. Either way, you're going to need a template to draw around. Something that looks a bit like this. Piece of card. And as you can see on my glittery paper, I will put it on and then I'm going to cut one out. I've got gold paper and silver paper. I think I'm going to use gold for this, but this is how we would fit it. We would fit it onto the cardboard. It does fit, honestly. And we would cut it out from there. Okay, I would draw around it first with a pencil. All round with a pencil, keeping this very still. You might want to tape it down first before you draw. And once you've got your outline, then you can cut it out with scissors. And you should come up with something that looks like that if it's a glittery one, or like that if it's a cardboard one. Okay, I've actually got a slightly bigger cardboard one, which I'm going to decorate. Here's my cardboard star. So either way, you'll have something that looks like a star. But of course, if it's this one, you're going to want to make it a bit more jazzy and a bit more glittery. And you can do that in two ways. You can either cover it in glue and then cover it in glitter, which is fine. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which is use my trusty glitter glue, which I used on the angel a couple of weeks ago. So I'm just going to quickly decorate this star now with some glitter glue. And I'm just going to do a bit of a pattern on it. You'll see, and I'm hurrying a bit. Yours can be a lot better than mine because I'm not making I don't have a lot of time, so I can't do too much thinking about it perhaps, but you can think about it. And then of course, if you've done this, if you have glued it, you might want to leave your pattern to dry. Now I'm just going to do a pattern, you'll see, all around the edge like that. I'm not going to hold it up too long though because it'll drip. Okay, I'm going to put it down again and put that to one side and let it dry. And then I'll show you the next stage. If you've used the glittery star stuff, which is ready glittered, you can go straight onto that. Okay, so which is what we're going to do now. So you need to wait for your star to dry if it's made out of cardboard with glitter or glitter glue, and then you could do this stage then. Now, what I'm going to use are some glittery sequins. Can you see these sequins? But you could use anything you could find really that glittery. It could be shiny buttons, or they could be little bits of silver paper that you've cut up. Anything you like really. Silver foil would work. You could cut up some of that and put that on. So I've got some sequins and I've got my glue. So I'm just going to you might find that if you're using the glittery paper, you'll need stronger glue than if you're using the normal card. So if you've just got normal card, perhaps you need just normal glue, the white glue. I've got some slightly stronger glue to use, which is safe for me, but you might need help if you are using it from mummy or daddy or a granny or grandpa or auntie or uncle or anyone you trust really that you're making with. Right, I'm going to get some of my sequins and I'm going to make my star as lovely and as I've got one sequin here, look, and I'm going to stick that on and then find another sequin. It's quite colourful, I think. You could do whatever design you like, it's entirely up to you. No star is the same, and I'm sure that this one needs to look really, really special, doesn't it? So do what you want to do. And one last one, just going to find the last one to put on. Okay, now I could spend a lot longer putting a lot more on my star, and I probably would if I wasn't doing this video, but there's my glittery star, you can see. I might put some little ones in each corner. I've got some tiny sequins that I could have used for that, and maybe something in the middle. And then I'm going to make a hole in the top of the star, just about there. I've got a special hole punch. I haven't got it with me, so I'm not going to do it now, but I can make a special hole there. I'm just going to mark where I'm going to put the hole so I don't forget for later. So I've got my pencil, and I've just marked where I'm going to put the hole. Now you will need to get a grown-up to do that part, because that bit could be sharp, could be a problem. So you get a grown-up to put a hole in it for you. So just mark it so that you can tell the grown-up where to put the hole, and then they can go away and they can get something to make that hole safely. And when you've done that, you can thread it with a piece of string or with a ribbon, and you can hang it up somewhere. And I would suggest somewhere high up, somewhere really high, so that you can look up at the star. I won't do it in camera. Look up at the star and go, oh yes, the wise men followed the star all the way to Bethlehem to find the baby Jesus. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'm going to be back next week for our final video, which is we're going to look at the whole Christmas story all together, and we're going to do something special as part of that, and tell you about something special as well that's happening, where you can really join in with doing some more making and more thinking about the Christmas story. See you soon. Bye.